growing up in Italy, when I first moved over there, it was, I didn't speak Italian. I didn't have any friends. I had the game of basketball, and through sport and playing soccer, I was able to make friends and build connections. But it was a lot of time spent alone. And when I came back to the States, I wasn't the most athletic kid. I couldn't compete with these kids. They're doing windmills and dunking backwards, and I'm happy to tap the backboard, So I had to look at it from a long term because I wasn't going to give up on the game. So I had to say, okay, this year, I'm going to get better at that. Next year, this, and so forth and so on. And then patiently, I was able to catch them. It's the consistency of the work. Monday, get better. Tuesday, get better. Wednesday, get better, right? And you do that over a period of time, not like 1 month or 2 months. I mean, it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. And then you get to where you want to go. Obsessiveness just comes from something that you love. Like, you really love it. You'll go through fire for it. You'll go through the ups and downs with it. And you'll just keep at it because you love it so much. You make game-winning shots and it's awesome. You come back the next day and miss a game-winning shot and it's misery. And then the next day comes and you're back playing again. And you understand that life has this cyclical nature where it's, what you do on Monday is fantastic, but then Tuesday is a bad day. But guess what? There's Wednesday. Every day. It's just constant improvement, constant curiosity, constantly getting better. The results don't really matter. Look at how do you deal with the inner challenges, the kind of the self-negotiation that takes place inside of our own heads. You start talking to yourself saying, man, my knee is really sore right now. I think I'm doing too much. And that's, you just got to say, you know what? I'm not negotiating with myself. The deal was already made. When I set out at the beginning of the summer and said, this is the training plan I'm doing. I signed that contract with myself. I'm doing it. A lot of times I've seen players, even myself, when I was young, being consumed by a particular fear, and to the point where you're saying, okay, it's not good to feel fear. I shouldn't be nervous in the situation. And it does nothing but grow. Emotions come and go. One thing is to accept them all, to embrace them all, and then you can choose to do with them what you want versus being controlled by emotion. Don't hide from it. You got to be able to look at it and deal with it head on.
The goal was to be the first one at breakfast. So I set my alarm. I make sure I'm up by sunrise. I get out of bed. I put on my gear and I head downstairs. But when I get there, Kobe's already there with ice packs on his knees, drenched in sweat. Now, it took me a minute to figure it out, but this guy wasn't only awake before me. He had already worked out. He had just played in the finals days earlier. Meanwhile, I'd been off for months and I was still exhausted. What he had done that morning was incomprehensible to me. That dedication he had only days after falling short of an NBA championship. That taught me something I've never forgotten. Legends aren't defined by their successes. They're defined by how they bounce back from their failure.